Alright guys, what is going on? How are you all doing? Welcome back to another video on the David Hammond YouTube channel. Now this is the first video you guys are seeing from the new house, the new office. This took me around half an hour to set up, so please appreciate it, and we will continue to improve it as time goes on. But with that said guys, you read the video. We are speaking of something along the lines of why your life still sucks, or 3 ways to improve your life, you know, something kind of clicky, but you know, nonetheless, it's completely true, and I want to be of service and to help you guys. So with that said, you guys know the deal. We break these videos down into 3 main sections, or ways to, I guess, improve the situation. So with that, let's jump into number 1, okay? The first reason why you're probably not the most stoked about your life, this is something that obviously I've dealt with, I still do to this day, and I think we all will and do. This is because you probably care too much about what people think about you, okay? Now, the remedy to this, or really, let's you know, I'm gonna be completely honest, there is no remedy to this. You people, it is human nature to care about what people are going to think about you, okay? So I want you to rid yourself of the idea that you have to be immune to this or invincible, or that you have to be stone cold and you know, you're only going to be successful if you can truly not care. That's BS, okay? If you didn't care, you'd probably be dead. It is an intrinsic human quality or primal, instinctual safety mechanism to literally care about what people think, okay? Because if a bunch of people don't like you, well, it's probably not going to end the best for you, especially if you are in, let's just say, a tribe, okay? You can relate it with whatever you are. It's never going to go away. But that being said, there are ways to remedy this, okay? Something that's really helped me a ton has been really this YouTube channel, you know? So as a bit of disclosure to you guys, I'm big into fitness. I've been into fitness for about 7 years now. My first business was a fitness business, okay? That being said, I would vlog around in the gym or in a lot of public places, even now, with this camera, and the first thought you're probably gonna think of is, what are these people thinking about me? Especially when you're in the gym. Does that make sense? You have some big, roided out guys, and they don't look the friendliest, and you're probably thinking, what are these guys thinking? This young little 18-year-old just filming himself. What I have found, and I honestly mean this after the years, I'm now close to 22, no one cares, okay? And the reason for that, guys, and the reason I use the gym as an example is because people, and you really need to understand this, people are way too busy caring about themselves to really even give a shit about you, or myself. And I mean that in the most uplifting, empowering ways. People simply have too much on their mind, and they're thinking too much about themselves to even, they probably don't even notice you're there. Of the years that I have filmed in the gym, I think I've had one guy ever come up to me to talk to me, and that was just to be in the video because he thought it was entertaining, okay? It really blew me away understanding that no one cares, okay? So use that to your advantage and go out and make it happen. See it for yourself, okay? That's all I can implement or encourage you. Number 2, guys, the reason you're probably not the most stoked with your life or how to improve it, this is because you're probably not doing what you want to do, okay? Now, this is a massive myriad of things, okay? I'm not necessarily talking about one thing. This is just in life, like, what do you want to do, okay? This could be playing sports, this could be going to a school, this could be playing guitar, this could be talking to that girl. Like, it really doesn't matter what you want. And now, the biggest reason, guys, that myself and you know, we don't take action, or we don't try to even start these necessary things that we may feel inspired to do, is because we just feel that they're too big, they're too out of our scope. You know, if we didn't start at 5 years old, or we're not 1,000% better than most people, then we can't start, and that's BS, and I think we all know that. The main practical takeaway for you guys and myself, what I implement, you know, when I'm in these situations, is to just take action, okay? Now let me explain, because I know it sounds very like, oh, thanks, David, why did I watch this video? You need to understand that the mind, or simply emotion, follows motion, okay? Does that make sense? So your being, okay, your psyche, who you are as an individual, you are going to follow, or this emotional state will follow naturally what you do. Right? That kind of makes sense. So if you're a fisherman, then you are most likely going to feel like a fisherman. Does that make sense? If you fix cars, you are naturally going to have a knack or a sense of confidence in emotional state affiliated with fixing cars, okay? Now, here's the problem. When we don't take baby steps, action at all, it will be mentally, emotionally, in any way impossible for you to feel even the slightest inclination emotionally to that thing. Essentially what I'm saying, guys, is as you begin and as you start, it gets easier. And that's because your emotion follows your motion. So as you buy your first little cheap fishing rod, or as you fix your first wheel under a car, or as you take your first photo, right? These are actions, motion. Your emotion then follows afterwards. You begin to feel a little bit like, you know what? I can do this. Maybe I can be a photographer. Maybe I can be a fisherman. Maybe I can be a mechanic. And this grows and builds and builds and builds and builds, but it only builds because you take action. So it's baby steps, but it's taking action. The mind follows the physical body. If you do something, you will feel a certain way afterwards, okay? Good or bad, in any area of life. This is a primitive really essential concept rooted in psychology. And if you don't believe me, try it out yourself, okay? Like, do whatever you want. This is a human tendency that we've had to learn from the dawn of time. Otherwise, havoc would happen. Does that make sense? Anyways, number 3, guys, the third thing that you and I can all do to improve our lives, or maybe something you are doing, you know, that's inhibiting you from living your best life, is you're not believing in yourself. Okay, now I know this can sound very cheesy and very poetic, but it is the goddamn honest truth, period. I don't care how tough you think you are. I don't care how, you know, how much support you think you have, or how much, like, it really doesn't matter. If you don't do this third thing, everything I've just listed fails. Everything. You will be miserable to the day you die. And I say that because anything that you want to achieve, it doesn't matter how big it is. It could simply be writing a blog. It could be learning how to draw circles on a piece of paper. If you can't, in the most basic form, believe in yourself, you're fucked. You're fucked. And the biggest reason I stress this is because I feel that a lot of times growing up as children, you know, we are taught that maybe it's mommy and daddy who believe in us, or maybe we need to wait for external measures, external teachers and people to say, that's good, you know, you did a good job, I believe in you. And that's just not the reality. And if it is, that'll only take you so far. And you guys know this, right? You should be able to get to a point where you're doing whatever you're doing, regardless of how good you are. It really doesn't matter, okay? Maybe you just caught your first fish. Maybe you just started your first day of boxing. But you need to be to a point where you can have absolutely zero external applause or congratulation and be okay. Because you believe in yourself, right? You know you got this. It doesn't matter if it takes 5 years. It doesn't matter if it takes 10 years. You got this. And now this is easier said than done, and obviously this is going to build up. And again, go back to number 2 with taking more and more action, and it's snowballing and snowballing, and then the self-belief continues to come. This is why these 3 things, you know, I believe they all link together and they all tie together. You know, these are things, you know, that I've had to implement consciously, unconsciously for many years. I still struggle to implement them at times. Absolutely. I'm not saying I'm any better than any of you guys. I just, hopefully, you know, this video can bring some awareness to you to improving your life. You know, going into 2020, this is a big year. And I know so many of you guys as creators or individuals are full of so much potential and joy and happiness and drive to want to achieve these things. You just got to do them. Number 1, stop caring so much about what people think about you. Number 2, start taking action. Okay? They both link. The more you take action, the less you naturally will care about people, what they think. And number 3, got to believe in yourself. And they all follow. If you can do these 3 things, dude, I promise you, you will be like a locomotive and you're just going to be running. And it grows and it grows and it grows. I promise you. I promise you. It just gets bigger and bigger and bigger and stronger and stronger and stronger. You just have to start. Okay? So that's that, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I apologize if maybe... I think this looks pretty dope, but I'm going to be, you know, this is the first video I've done, and here I will improve as time goes on. So thank you all so much for watching. If you guys did like it, please do give it a thumbs up, subscribe, comment, guys. We're going to be making tons more videos in 2020, and I will let you all know when the creator course and all of that stuff is done. But for now, just, that's it. Appreciate you guys. Hope it helps. I'll talk to you guys soon. With that, much love. Peace.